Shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give our praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim, Ha, Ka, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elders, apostles, GMS, and shalom. And double honors to the elder of the Lions Den Camp of Har 1, and shalom to Yakim and Awafim. That's pushing in truth and sincerity. All right, so it's going to kind of be on a topic on a lot of things recently, man. I just recently received a book, and I recently just did some more research into the whole time period of Harlem, because my pops brought me a book, and it was called the Torah, but it was by a guy named York. So it was by a guy named York, Michael York, I believe. And I did some further research into it, man. And he was a Nubian guy, or what they used to call like Nubian Hebrews. Actually, let me see. That's one of the guys that I kind of found. But here go Dwight York, right? So Dwight, this is the guy. So he was real influential around the same time, but all leading up to what we have today, kind of being of that time to where my people was kind of seeking for the truth. That's when they was heavy seeking for the truth. Somewhat when they had some common sense, unlike now, how they just, they follow that whole do as thou wilt, the whole masonry, do as thou wantest, on that bull ass, And then you had just a mix of everything. You had a mix of the language and a mix of this and that and all types of other stuff. But out of all those things, man, is one specifically that remains true. And that stemmed from Apostle Tahar. On down. Not these Nubians, not these other false teachers and these other false prophets that tried to establish their own righteousness, even though they had a zeal, but it wasn't according to knowledge. This is Ecclesiastes 12:12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh. So much study is weariness of the flesh, and we got to be admonished of the making of many of these books, because us being in the truth, you got to have that spiritual discernment, and also the Lord got to be with you. And you can't be looking in this and that, because you're looking into all these different things. Then that's, if you're not rooted enough, then comes what a lot of people call doubt. And that's why we trust in the Lord, and we trust in His commandment and what was written in the book, and not what other men what other men do, and what other men try to translate and then reiterate and put their own form of righteousness in it. We don't deal with that. We deal with the truth. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter, fear Yahweh and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So that's the whole duty of man. That's the whole duty of the children of Israel that was given the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. To keep His commandments and do His will. Because without that, you'd be just like Esau. but we are a holy and set apart nation, to where we give praise and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua forever and ever, those that was given unto him. For Yahweh shall bring in every work into judgment, which every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So whether it be good or evil, the Lord is going to make everything come into judgment. And that's why we must be admonished, and we got to stay circumspect and be careful of the making of many books, because there is no end to it. Because it's always going to be people making books and trying to establish their own righteousness and putting their own 2 cents in, instead of going back to the source. Instead of going through that narrow, but people want to go through the back door. You can't go through the back door, man. You can't crawl around the whole house to go to the back door. Knock on the back door. Hey, yeah, too many people going through the front door. I was trying to get through the back door instead. Be different. Nah, man, you have to go through that way, the front door. You can't establish your own righteousness, man. You got to do this in fear and humility, man. That's what you got to do. I'm going to get this. Jeremiah 5:22. It says, "Fear ye not me, saith the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it." So the Lord has set bounds, man. He said he went so far as set bounds to the sea. He set bounds to everything. You know, we are a holy and set apart nation, and even with us, man, he has given us commandments to kind of set our bounds as well. He set Esau his bounds, you know, because he loves us, so that's why he's chosen us to be that holy and set apart nation from all others under heaven. But it says, "Fear ye not me." So because the fear of the Lord may not be in many, that's why, thus them doing whatever they want to do. Had to pause on that, you know. It says 22, "But this people have a revolted and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone." So they're revolted and gone, man. They looking to establish their own righteousness in other places, instead of looking in the man in the mirror and asking and bless and reading the scriptures. You know, being caught up and he say, she say, instead of being caught up in what the script say. "Neither say in their heart, let us not fear the Lord our power, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter in his season. He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest." All right. So they said, let us not. They saying, let us not fear the Lord, so he'll bless us. You know, that's not what they're saying. They're saying, hey, let us do this to further up the nation, further up us, so we could build our own righteousness here in America. No, man, that's not what the Lord is saying, man. We gotta ask of the Lord, man. He's gonna give unto us freely. But now the Lord set it up to where everyone can't retain his truth. Everybody's not gonna be a part of that promise, and that's okay. This is Hosea 4:6. "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to him. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, he will also forget thy children." So the Lord, that's what the Lord said. He said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So instead of asking by the Lord's knowledge, they went to go establish their own knowledge in these other in Egyptologists, Nubian, which I think is the same damn thing. Still in the same boat. You know, Islam, all types of stuff. all but asking of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. You're reading the scriptures. Actually looking to find the Lord the right way, instead of finding the Lord they're finding their own Lord a different way. And they're still fighting. Reading many books and doing this and doing that, it serves no real purpose. Unless it's to further your communication and to be articulate. But even then, using that to try to help or to try to steer the nation of Israel or quote unquote their people, or try to wake their people up, they're doing it all in vain, because it's not real knowledge. Anything that's not of the truth is not real knowledge. Right? Because many can say, yeah, this is the truth. I got a friend from Philly. He listened to a guy named the Big Head Scientist, but and then all of it stems back to the scriptures. All of it stems back to the scriptures. So it doesn't even equate. What is it? It's adamant. I think this is it. Adamant. This is Zechariah 7:12. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts has sent in the Spirit by the form of prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. Came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. The same ones that harden their hearts, man, as a damn stone, lest they should hear. And lest they should hear and actually receive the teachings and be what's the word I'm looking for? Be made alive. Be made alive, man. And that's the thing, man, to be made alive, because we be made alive through this truth. Valley of dry bones. Stand on the feet, a great exceeding spiritual army right now. But they chose not to listen. Therefore, a great wrath is coming from the Lord of armies, the Lord of hosts. The ones that try to denounce the truth, the same ones that says, this is not truth. This is proven. Yeah, they said this. This is all this, that, and this and that. Man, all he say, she say. Instead of looking and seeking the truth themselves, because the Lord said this. Because everybody wants to learn, but nobody wants to read and do the research. It says Revelations 1:3, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Blessed is he that readeth, man. So how you can't just continue to ask questions without reading. You can't learn without reading. If you don't check, if you don't do the research yourself, how you gonna know if it's true? If you don't do the research yourself. If you just listen to what somebody says on YouTube, what somebody says in a book, what somebody says on a blog post, in the mail, damn near fucking scavenge email messages, how you gonna know if it's true or not unless you go and read it yourself? You just can't ask for handouts, man. That's not how this thing works. It's not how it works, man. It's not. It can't expect something to be given unless you put in the work to, man, to fully understand it. All right. Yeah, man, that's it for this lesson. I think I'm gonna end it off on Psalms 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, or nor in the seat of the scornful. Oh, 15 minutes. In the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Right? But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. So kind, man. In his law do we did meditate day and night. So unless it's a valid, unless it's valid, man, you gotta realize, man, that the Lord is a righteous power. You know, be circumspect of all these false teachers and all these books. And even these interviews on YouTube trying to denounce the truth themselves, saying they've been around, so this is what I heard, or this is that. You know? They all this he say, she say, you know? All this he say, she say. So I mean, hey. But the Lord knows who is his. And the ones that's in his truth now, man, you just pray for protection, man, Lord willing. You're in his truth today, man. You listened to the Lord 2,000 years ago, even before that, man. So remember, be circumspect of the making of many of these books and these people speaking on this YouTube and these podcasts and stuff, trying to make these interviews and try to denounce the truth. Be careful of those. All right. But that's it for this lesson. I hope it was edifying, and shalom.